Okay, I am back and we are recording. Super excited to be this morning here and that's this beautiful snow. It looks beautiful, but I don't think anybody's driving out there. I cannot hear cars at all, and that's great. But anyway, today, actually, this morning, I'm going to be going to the continuation that what we did last week on we talk about setting the goals using the Napoleon Hill and Think and Grow Rich system. And today I'm going to go deeper into that and something that's for those of you that know me, as soon as I start talking, you're going to say, "Oh, yeah, I know that." I've been talking about that for so many years. Because this is the thing, skills in network marketing are simple. We have our website, legacymakers.com. We have so many trainings, so many tools. But the thing that stops us the most is what is inside ourselves, in our head. We are going to be talking about that. Let me share the really, really quick. Okay.
Hey, George, now when we jump on, it asks us our language. So if someone wants it in Spanish, would the whole thing be in Spanish?
I don't know. There's something new that Zoom is doing. It's brand new. I don't know exactly what it means.
Okay, I'll get somebody to try it.
Okay. Yeah, I know you can choose the language, but I don't know if it's because you are going to have like subtitles and things like that. I don't know. Now, this is what we did last week. Last week, we show you how to fill your card. As a matter of fact, let me first set up. I have the. Oh, no, I don't have it. I thought I had it. Okay. All right. Let me Google Bob Proctor golf card. That's it. And when I go to Amazon, it's there. Okay, let me copy the link and send it to you. Okay, I'm gonna post the link in the chat, and this is something that you can print out. And the way that looks is this way. And one side the picture, the other one my goal. And make sure you go to, if you were not in the call, make sure you go to that call. And then you write your goal here in this card. And the reason there are several is because you can do it for different areas of your life. And that's something I will talk later in another call. But you can have, for example, for weight loss, you can have for the business, you can have for prospecting. There are so many goals that you can have here. And then we had an example of the car. Here's an example. And I have one here, for example. Do you see in one side? I'm happy and grateful now that one of the things that I said is when you set up a date, always say December 12th of 2025 or before. You always say or before. And when you're talking about money, I'm earning $10,000 or more every month. Now, today I'm going to be going deeper in something you are going to restructure the site. But before, and some of you that know me for years, they have seen this many, many times, this little graphic. And actually, yeah, you're going to see a really cool thing. And I learned that this is also from Bob Proctor. And let me stop sharing because I'm going to share from my iPad. Okay, on the iPad right now, you're going to see what I mean. I'm going to be drawing. Matter of fact, to avoid distraction, let me close. Oh, no, I don't have to. All right, you can see it. Perfect. Yeah, I can see it. I mean, that you probably can see. I see it on my other screen. I have this. Okay, so you see, I'm not perfect doing a graphic. And then you have this one. Okay. just to see what is this. This is the way that we are. This is our conscious, this is our subconscious, and this P is P for physical. Physical are the results that happen because the conscious and the subconscious. Now, and also we have like a little antennas that always are getting communication. We are uh, regardless of what we believe or not, we are basically spiritual beings living a human body, or we are full of energy. We want to go from the scientific point of view. We are energy, but we are my belief that we are spiritual beings living a human body experience. And now it's usually conscious or conscious, and I put the physical very small. That represent our results. Anything that we believe is actually mostly in the subconscious. Conscious is what we are learning every day, but usually our subconscious guiding us to what we already believe. And our goal is to change many of these beliefs. For example, I suppose that the negative beliefs, and I'm going to put and then you want to replace it for positive beliefs. And the best way to do it is by repetition, consistently reading the right books, being in the right groups. And we talk about setting goals and feeling really the setting goals. But more powerful than that, together with all that, we are going to be talking about something that is really, really powerful. It's called declarations. Declarations are something so powerful. By the way, you combine all this with action. Because in the declarations, actually, you can create declarations for action. You have already the goals for action. But last time when we were setting up the goals, one of the points was to create a plan and to get to the action of the things that you want. Always is important. And then going to action right away. One of the things was very simple, like reading that card first and then going into action. And the action, the plan, you create the plan. And we know the plan. It's connecting 3 people, 2 people, 1 person a day at least. And you can set up, increase that goal, and you can put it in your goal card. But the best is you can put it on a declaration. And that's what we are going to touch right now. We are going to talk about what is a declaration. Let me stop sharing for a second. And this is something that I've been using for years. And again, people that know me, they have seen me doing this many times. Well, this is understanding ourselves. But okay, that we do now. Okay, declarations. Okay, hold on a second. Before I do this, make sure I minimize this. I can see better myself. Okay. All right. Okay, declarations are very simple. Declarations are powerful. You are declaring in present tense today, not tomorrow. Now, declarations are making a decision now and declaring your intention now before you achieve your goal. Oops, let me, I don't know why. You keep going to the next one. All right. Is an example is the Declaration of Independence. Let me tell you what I mean with that. Declaration of Independence. Well, the Declaration of Independence was, everybody knows, July 4th, 1776. Now, the war has started a year before, and the war didn't end until years later. In other words, they declared independence. They said, we are independent today. As a matter of fact, we celebrate July 4th. We don't celebrate the end of the war that was years later. That, in other words, they declared independence before we were independent. And this is very important. When you read the document, they were talking today, July 4. Well, of course, today is not for July 4, but today we are independent. But remember, the war lasts many more years. And it's funny, many people don't understand that. Many people think, and we forgot high school, many of us, I guess, that the independence, the war, the last battle happened many, many years later. When these people sign up the independence document, you don't have to see me. I took my picture out because I want to make sure that you see the whole screen in case somebody, you don't see me right now. I took the picture out. But the important is that you see the slides. Okay, the Declaration of Independence is the best example of declaration before it happened. Now, twice a day, and you're going to combine this with the goals, you're going to repeat the declarations. And declarations are different phrases that you are going to use. And some of them you may be familiar in the independence document, but you can choose anything. But the first one is to choose. I choose to blank. The reason this is so important is because when we do affirmations, for example, when they say I'm earning $10,000 or more, sometimes their subconscious is going to fight us because they say, hey, you never earn X amount of money, or no, you are not making that kind of money. However, when we do declarations, we are using words that the subconscious is used to. For example, when you say, I choose to wear this pair of shoes today. Let me see if I can go. Your subconscious is already used to shoes. Used to what you are doing to wear, what you are going to eat, etc. When you choose now, not tomorrow, not yesterday, but today. You don't have your shoes on yet. You don't have your shoes yet. Think about that. Or you don't have if you're getting ready for, you say, okay, I'm going to go to a restaurant, a Mexican restaurant right now. You choose today. I'm choosing to go to that restaurant. You are not there yet, but you are declaring to yourself, you are choosing. Choosing is a phrase that the subconscious is going to accept much easier. How do you apply it to money? Well, in the example that we have last week, we were talking about earning money. I choose to earn $10,000 or more right now. And you're going to read it and feel it and believe it. I'm going to repeat this many times because we did an end goal. As you read, see and feel and believe yourself already in possession of your goal. Feel it until you get it. Not fake it until you get it. It's choose it to feel it until you get it. It's why you say, I choose to earn $10,000 or more right now. Now, this is not the only declaration that you're going to use, but this is the first one. Make sure you are taking notes or take a picture of the screen or anything, because this is so important. Now, again, for some people may say, well, this sounds kind of new agey and weird, etc. This is the way that our brain works it's like if we are brainwashing ourselves. That's not really brainwashing, but we are programming ourselves to do certain things. That's the way that the brain works. It's not something weird or something that you say, well, this sounds kind of weird. I don't understand it. But this works. Now, the next one, and I hope you have it, because you can put even, I decide to earn $10,000 or more right now. You can use that one too. Or you can use both. And in a second, I'm going to show you how you combine it. I commit to earn $10,000 per month or more right now. Now, this is something that you're going to fight a little more to your subconscious, because sometimes you commit to stuff and you don't do it. And here, what you're doing is telling your subconscious, I commit myself. I commit to earn $10,000 per month or more right now. And by the way, when I was saying before, you can use it in another goals, I commit myself to lose 10 pounds or better right now. By the way, in weight loss, and this is a little side note, the reason you say or better, because sometimes we think that we have to lose 10 pounds, probably need to lose is actually less. It's why you always say or better. In any goal, or better or more in the case of money. Or you can use, even in the case of money, $10,000 or more or better, you can use the same phrase. But this is important. When you commit, you are committing right now. It's what you said. Okay, let me see. It's not coming. Okay, I commit to earn $10,000 or more right now. Again, you're committing right now. You see, you're not putting dates there. Like I did I choose to. I choose to earn $10,000 or more right now. Because again, you're setting up yourself right now, today. And this is what a declaration is. You are declaring today. You are declaring to yourself. You're declaring to the world. And by the way, you do it in loud voice when you are by yourself, obviously, because if you are outside in the supermarket and you start screaming this, some people are going to think that you are kind of having some little challenges, and you don't want to feel like that. You do it when you wake up and when you go to bed, and you combine it with your goals. And again, in a second, I'm going to show you how you combine it with your goals. Now, again, we have I choose and we have I commit, but doesn't stop there. I deserve to earn $10,000 or more right now. And why do I use the word deserve? Many times we feel that we don't deserve something. And and we, for many reasons, there are tons of reasons. Sometimes it's something as simple as, you know what, I cannot make more money than my parents. That doesn't sound right. Or I don't deserve it. Nobody in my family had done this, or I had never done this before. And then we start thinking and reasoning. And the reason you're going to repeat this, and by the way, all this you repeated 3 times at least, 3 times in a row. I deserve to earn $10,000 or more right now. You start with I choose to earn $10,000 or more right now. I commit to earn $10,000 or more right now. I deserve to earn $10,000 or more right now. And then you repeat it with the next one. I'm going to tell you in a second. And then go to the process again. And you combine it with affirmations, and you are going to combine it with a goal card that I'm going to show you. And again, as you read it, see it, and feel it, and believe yourself already in possession of your goal. Now, it's interesting that after a while, you are just saying it. You are not even reading it. You are just saying it because you learned this. There's one more. Okay. And it's allow myself to earn $10,000 or more right now. In other words, you ask yourself for permission to do it. This is interesting because uh, many times we are blocking ourselves, tons of times, because in some way we are not getting giving us permission to do something. And that applies to many other goals, weight loss, connecting with 10 people a day. You can set up a cardio. So I choose myself, for example, I choose to connect with 10 people or more right now. See what I say? I didn't say it right. I say you are choosing right now because you are not choosing this week. You are choosing that right now. That's why some people say, well, 10 people, do you mean that I have to connect with 10 people right now? No, you're choosing to do it right now. This is an example. No? I allow myself to connect to 10 people right now. 10 people or
That's
better, by the way. I always use the word better right now. Now, you're allowed to receive. Many times we sabotage ourselves. So it is very important to remind ourselves to allow our success because we can block ourselves. And then again, I have a blank here. I allow myself to earn $10,000 or more right now. You can have it for weight loss. You can have it again for goals. That's why in the link that I put there, you can print up to 8 gold cards. I have 4. I don't use 8 totally, but you can use more if you want. Now, here's an example on the gold card. By December 12th, this looked very similar, or before, I say, I'm happy and grateful now that I choose to earn $10,000 or more right now. I commit to earn $10,000 or more right now. I deserve to earn $10,000 more right now. I allow myself $10,000 more right now. And then I'm earning $10,000 or more every month or every week. You are an affirmation. That's the affirmation at the end. The reason I had the date because you have to have a date or before, but the choosing, the commitment, the declaration is today, not tomorrow. It's today. I'm going to touch one more thing before I go into the next one. But very important, very important. Again, many people think that this is kind of hooey, etc. But that's a way to prepare ourselves. It's interesting. Every person that I have met that is successful has some kind of, I would say, process. Now, this was a process that many people I know use. Bob Proctor is the one that came with the card, but we see that that's in the book Think and Grow Rich. Now, declaration has been added, and some people like T. Harv Eker talks heavily about declarations. Also in NLP, they talk about declaration, neuro-linguistic programming, because they're so important to combine. And there's one more thing that everybody talks about. Now, this again is very powerful. Sometimes people talk just about affirmations and earning $10,000 every month. I like to say, or more every month. But the affirmations sometimes are crashing against ourselves. That's why we have to make sure that we are combining with a declaration. And again, the title of this training was manifesting, but here we are manifesting and it's using a scientific method. We are going to go into action, obviously, because you can set up one specific for action. Okay, I choose to connect with 10 people or more every day or every week right now. I commit to connect with 10 people or more right every day or every week, right now. Always you add the word right now. And you say the reason you say it with emotion with yourself, and even sounds ridiculous, even if you are by yourself, sometimes if we are not used to these things, we kind of feel ridiculous. And there's nobody around to criticize us. But we are criticizing ourselves. Come on. Let's get rid of that critics and just put it on the action. But again, every success people that I have met, they have some kind of process to do these things. I remember Dennis Wakely. For those of you that Dennis Wakely, for many many years was considered one of the best speakers in the world. Still, he has written many books, and you can check right now Dennis Wakely. And one of the first motivational books I read in English. I read Think and Grow Rich in Spanish. The first one actually was Seeds of Greatness by Dennis Wakely. Then I met him personally, and I'm going to tell a short story at the end to show you how it's powerful when you really believe in something and you declare something. But anyway, this is the next one is to be grateful. Now, and I've talked about that before, but it's very important that you be grateful for what you have. This is a very important technique because when we are not grateful, again, I'm not talking here from the spiritual point of view, etc. I'm talking about from the scientific point of view. When we are not grateful for what we have, our subconscious don't see any other the possibilities to be successful at all because they say, well, you are not grateful about something. It's not that say it's the way that focus. It's not going to find the things that are going to make you grateful. We agree. There are many, many people that I've seen that have been in situations. One guy, for example, very successful, one of the speakers on The Secret, he talks about how he was homeless. He was living in the streets here in Texas. And he was writing things that he was grateful for when he learned this technique. I don't know, he learned it or was from somebody else, etc. But he learned this technique. And he said, I'm grateful for this pain. I have a pain. I'm grateful that today I'm grateful for this beautiful world. I'm a person that was homeless. Eventually, this guy not only became a powerful writer and business person. He had many, many products in the market. He's a multi-millionaire today. And he said that the most important technique that he started is to be grateful because when you're grateful, you can see more opportunities. And I said, read them at least twice a day. And actually, I would say to write it at night. When you go to bed, just write it down again, new ones. Doesn't have to be the same ones. It's exercise that takes very, very short. But listen, we are combining three things. We are combining the goals, we are combining the declarations, and actually with the affirmation there too, and then the opportunity to be grateful. I'm going to stop here because I had the next one in Spanish. But anyway, this is really, really powerful when you use it. When you don't use it, it's not powerful. And again, some people can see that it's kind of they said because we are not used to say, oh, I don't know, it sounds kind of weird. It sounds kind of, but it's so darn important that we basically are brainwashing ourselves. It's really motivating, programming ourselves because our brain works like a computer. And by the way, when we believe things, when we affirm things like that, when we write the goal, things happening there can be miracles. Let me before I open something really interesting that happened to me, at least I find it interesting. I have many times that have happened. Let me make sure everybody's muted. Oh. All right. When I came to the US, I went to Goodwill and I found a book called Seed of Greatness by Dennis Wakely. The book's so amazing. I highlight the book everywhere, etc. It was the first motivational book that I read in English. I did it with a dictionary next to me because my English was not really good. That's why it took me forever. And then I went to the public library, and then I was so excited when I found that the book on tape that was word by word read by Dennis Wakely. And I said, whoa, this is amazing. It's going to even help me more. Why? Because I was playing in the public library. You can, at least at the time, you could have the book for a week and then return it, the audio cassettes. Audio cassettes, by the way, some of them, you say, what is that? An audio cassette. And then I was playing the audio cassette at the same time that I was reading. And that way it was helping me also with the pronunciation and also to understand the words. And I did that the whole week. And I think I did that several times with the same, I rechecked it several times, the audio cassettes. But anyway, Why I say that? One of the things I fell in love with the presentations. I fell in love with the way that Dennis Wakely was talking, his humor, etc. And at the end, they talk about him, one of the top speakers at the time. That was in the 80s, one of the top speakers in the world. I set up a goal, very interesting. And my goal was one day I'm going to be on the stage with Dennis Wakely. Now, I think there's one person probably that is here, maybe not, she probably is teaching today, that she was in that event that was. We were at the University of Utah. And I was speaking, and then I was on the stage. And uh, when you're on the stage and you many times you see only the first row because everything's dark. You first the first row, and I started speaking my presentation, etc. And then for some reason I looked to the side, and then was Dennis Wakely with his wife sitting in the front row. And it's interesting because I knew he was going to be there but for some reason at this point it's what hit me. Holy cow! In my head. Remember when I set that goal years before, many years before, that I was going to be on the same stage than Dennis Wakely. Why I say that? He was not only there, but two speakers later, as soon as I finished, by the way, he disappeared and his wife disappeared. And I got on, they were taking the microphone off, etc. And then I ended back talking to what I don't remember, some people. And then Dennis Wakely came to me and he introduced himself. And he said, it was a great presentation. I would like to know more about you, etc. He was the next speaker, not the right there, one speaker after me. He was in the same stage. But not only that, after he got my phone number and he called me. And he created a program that was called How to Succeed in the 21st Century. This was in the 90s. How to Succeed in the 21st Century. And then guess what? He told my story on network marketing. Now, it's a coincidence. I was living in Florida, in the West Coast, in a small town, that one day I was going to be on the stage with Dennis Wakely. The other thing is that was another guy, Robert Allen. For many of you maybe don't know, but he wrote the book Multiple Streams of Income. He written many, many books. He's an investor and writer. Around the time that I read that book from Dennis Wakely, probably a couple of months later, I saw Robert Allen in person in a real estate seminar. I was starting real estate at the time. And I said, holy cow, one day I would love to work with him. Now, this one, I didn't write the goal. Guess who was my upline in that company? Robert Allen. And he didn't sign me up. And he was in that night, he also went to a stage. And again, there's, I think, let me see, I think I saw the Wilkerson. I think they were there in that event. When Dennis Wakely and Robert Allen were on the stage and I was on the stage with them. No, I thought I saw the Wilkerson driving before. But anyway.
You were.
Oh, there's Daryl and Wendy. Hi, guys. I don't know you
Hi, we
were
were definitely
in that
there,
stage
George.
when I was
Yes,
with
it
Dennis
was
Wakely and
awesome.
Robert Allen.
Yes, we were there. It was incredible.
Yeah,
We got to see your dream come true, George.
yeah. And now I did at the time I have not told anybody. I told it was after it happened, and I told Dennis Wakely the same thing. But that shows you that when you set up a goal and you never know what is going to happen. That, in my opinion, was impossible because there are 300 million people in the US. And what in a small theater, I don't know how many people were in the theater, probably 1,000 people, I don't know. But to be there in the same place with them, and it's just what I said, things happen. Now, going back to what I said today, it's why it's so important to write out your goals. It's why it's so important to repeat them. It's why it's so important to surround with the right people because you never know what is going to happen. And by the way, this has happened to me so many times, to us so many times, that we set up something and then that something happened. Now, many times people say, well, that's a coincidence. Well, let's make sure that we have a lot of coincidence. Because it's not a coincidence. Something happened. There's a reason that those things are happening. The fact that you are here on this call is not a coincidence. The fact that you're in 3 is not a coincidence. Something guides you here. Many times we talk about the decision that we make in the past, and we say, geez, that was bad. Why I didn't make another decision? Probably you have made another decision, you would not be here. It's why it's so important, instead of regretting what we did in the past, actually we have to say, well, thank you, has to happen, even if it's something that was painful to us, for me to be here. But anyway, I'm going to open the line for anybody that wants to